I didn't shed a tear when they laid her to rest, because I wasn't there. I was hundreds of miles away, sitting on a bench with a cup of bitter coffee in my hands, watching the morning sun crawl over the hills. The air was cold, crisp, and for the first time in years, my mind was clear. People say grief comes in waves, but for me, it hit once, sharp, sudden, and final, like a shot from the dark. She died in a way some called tragic. Carbon monoxide poisoning from a car left running in the garage beneath her lover's apartment. I called it fitting. Her name was Vanessa. We'd been married 8 years. There was a time when her laughter filled a room, when she reached for me first, when I thought we'd weather anything. But that was before the house, the money, her daughter turning into her reflection, all of it. Danica, my stepdaughter, the one who smiled like she meant it, but spoke like every word was a dagger. "You're not my real dad," she'd say, dripping venom, trying to see if she could break me. I stayed patient. For Vanessa, for the family, I thought we were building. Foolish. The signs were there. Late nights, new perfumes, excuses that didn't add up. But it was Danica who exposed it. One evening, with a smirk only a teenager can perfect, she said, "Guess Mom's not the only one good at lying. Kids don't realize the truths they spill when they're trying to hurt you." I didn't confront Vanessa, not right away. I waited, watched. She got careless, changed her phone passcode, but forgot to log out of her laptop. The messages were all there. Dozens. Photos. Plans. Promises to run off together. A bracelet I'd given her resting against a man's chest. A man named Ellis. A mechanic. You can't make that up. They wanted to drain our accounts and start fresh somewhere else. So I let them dream. I moved funds, adjusted accounts, rewrote documents. Everything set up, so they wouldn't understand it until it was too late. I kept records of everything. Her insults whispered into her phone. Danica's stabs, the moments they let their masks slip. 2 weeks before the end, I told her I was leaving town on business. She barely looked up. "Stay as long as you want," she muttered. I knew she'd see him, that they'd drink, scheme, and celebrate their stolen future. But life beat me to it. A snowstorm, a running engine, exhaust creeping through vents. They left this world together, reckless to the very last breath. When the police called, their voices careful, expecting me to fall apart, I didn't. There was nothing left in me to break. I didn't go to the service, didn't send flowers or condolences. Instead, I went to my lawyer. We made everything official. The will. She'd signed it in haste, never realizing clause that voided her share because of adultery. Everything reverted. Every asset. Every penny. Danica thought she'd step into her mother's place, inherit the house, the life. She even posted about it. New beginnings, she wrote. I let her believe it. 2 weeks later, I came home. She was in the middle of celebrating when I walked through the door. Champagne glass in hand, eyes wide like she'd seen a ghost. "What are you doing here?" she spat. I kept my voice calm. "You got 30 minutes to pack." She laughed at first, until the sheriff arrived with the eviction order. She screamed, called me every name she'd heard her mother say. But it didn't matter. The car? Gone. The so-called inheritance? A fantasy. The college fund? Never hers. I watched her sit on the curb, suitcase at her feet, phone dying in her hand. No friends rushing to help. No one left to manipulate. She didn't know how to exist without someone to hate, and I refused to be that man for her anymore. No revenge. No grand finale of shouting or exposure. Just silence. I erased them both. No photos. No keepsakes. No trace of Vanessa in my home. Danica, last I heard, was working in a diner a few towns over. Her social media went quiet. Good. Me? I found peace. A small cabin near the lake. No internet. No noise. Just the sound of the wind and the crackle of the fire. People ask if I'm lonely. I tell them loneliness is easier than betrayal. Some nights, I pour myself a drink, stare at the flames, and think about how grief never came in waves. It came once, hard enough to end it all, and I let it.